The subjects were political prisoners captured during World War II. Before the experiment began, they were told that the person who survived after 30 days would be set free. The purpose of the experiment was to determine how long a person would endure sleep deprivation and the effects it would have on the individual in the room. There was enough food and water for 5 people for a month. Additionally, to prevent the subjects from sleeping, stimulating gas and oxygen were continuously pumped into the room. The first 5 days went smoothly, but things took a turn afterwards. The prisoners stopped talking to each other and began whispering into the microphones. After 9 days, one subject started screaming and continued for hours. Then, the screams of the second subject were heard. The other 3 subjects whispered into the microphones and covered the small observation windows with pages from books. Subsequently, the screams stopped completely. This silence persisted for days. Finally, when the researchers decided to enter the room to see what had happened, they received the response from inside, "We don't want to be free anymore." The authorities, who decided to end the experiment, encountered a terrible sight when they entered. One of the subjects died. The floor was covered in blood, the food was barely touched, and the others were dehumanized, so to speak. The internal organs of the subjects, whose skin was torn off, were seen, although the authorities, who had recovered from the shock, tried to take the people out. They did not want to do so. During this fight, one of the soldiers and one of the subjects lost his life, while another soldier's testicles were severed. The 3 survivors were taken to medical centers and treated, but they all wanted to stay awake and insisted on taking more stimulant gas. One of the subjects fell asleep days later with the anesthesia given and could not wake up again. Another subject smiled several times during surgery, and one of the nurses heard him say, "Keep cutting." Despite all this, the military officer ordered the researchers to lock the 2 subjects back in the room, and upon this order they were shot by the researcher he gave the order to. Thinking that this experiment had exceeded its purpose, the researcher later killed the subjects. However, he still did not forget to ask what happened to the person speaking before killing him. The question he received from the subject was, "Did you forget so easily?" His answer, which started with "We are you," was as scary as he was.